Good morning, folks. This is Naeem. I'm Chief Market Analyst at EverTrade, and welcome to our daily technical analysis video. In today's segment, we are going to look at the Dax Index. The Dax is your stock index for German stocks. So we'll have a conversation in relation to your buy and sell levels, and more importantly, there has also been an important economic data which was released earlier today, so we'll also have a look on that. But before anything, it is always important for us to go through this slide of disclaimers and risk warnings. Anything which we'll be discussing in this particular video cannot be perceived as an advice. If you are seeking for one, please do consider consulting with your own financial advisors. Now, as always, I'm going to bring out the MT4 platform and the chart which is right in front of you. This is your weekly time frame chart, as you can see right from here. If you press any of these buttons from the top, it will change the time frame for you accordingly. Now, looking at this particular time frame, one thing is pretty clear, that the price is trading to the upside, and the reason for that is because the price is trading above its upward trend line. In order for you to draw the upward trend line, all you have to do is to join the lower highs, and just the way that I've done it right over here, and then I've also got sort of this low in that as well. But you can always make it as accurate as possible just by joining the lows like over here, and as long as the price stays above this particular upward trend line, it'll continue to trade like that. It will confirm that this trend is trading to the upside, and when the trend is trading to the upside, that means that the price is likely to continue its journey to the upside. Now, when we look at this particular chart, what stands out the most is that the DAX index is once again approaching very, very close to its all-time high, because this was your all-time high right over here. Now, what we want to do is, let me just write that down for you guys right over here, that this is your resistance, right? So this area over here is your resistance zone. And resistance zones are also known as your areas where you will see some sort of a selling pressure coming out as the price comes in. But we are still quite far from reaching those price levels, and before that we also need to define these three important moving averages. And what are these moving averages? As always, if you've seen any of my previous videos, I pay most of the attention to three important moving averages. Firstly, in pink, it is your 200 week, followed by in green is your 200 week, and lastly your 100 week moving average. So the most important aspect is that as long as the price is trading above these moving averages, it is a clear confirmation that this price level will continue its journey to the upside. And more importantly, it also shows the bull strength as well. So right now, looking at the weekly time frame, one thing which becomes very clear is that the first level of resistance that the price is more likely to face is going to be just around this level. So if last week we had, the week which closed in positive territory, the price recovered some of its losses, but we are still within the trading range of the week prior to that, because the week prior to that, what it shows is that the high was right over here and the low was here. So even though that we had a positive week last week, we are still within the range of the week before that, the trading range, where we are still trading within that trading range of the week before that. So this, what it means is that the price really needs to break above this week's high, because the moment that we break above this week's high, it will only then, so what I mean is just right over here, we need to break above this high. That will confirm that yes, this market is going to continue its journey to the upside. But the fact is that the moment that the price breaks above the highs of the last week, it is going to run into another resistance area, which I've just highlighted right over here. Now, and then when the price breaks above that resistance zone, then the price is also going to come into its next resistance zone, which is your all-time high, which runs right over here. So first of all, the price needs to cross above this resistance area, the high of this particular week, and then the moment the price crosses above that, it has another resistance which is right over here, followed by that the all-time high. So basically, the upward move for the DAX index is likely to be faced with a lot of challenges, as you can see in the chart. So that means the bulls really need a lot of momentum behind that. Now, when I switch the time frame and then I go into a smaller time frame, such as your daily time frame, what we see on the daily time frame is that yes, the momentum is to the upside, but we are still trading below this critical price level, and that critical price level remains right over here, which is your 50-day moving average. So the price needs to immediate resistance for the price action is your 50-day moving average. A break of that will confirm that yes, this price is going to move to the upside. But remember, this is the area that we are very much focused on, and as long as that happens, as long as the price continues to trade below these trend lines, the upward momentum for this particular index isn't likely to happen. So for now, what we are looking at is the DAX index trading within this symmetrical triangle pattern. Usually these patterns break to the upside, but what we need is that we need the price to break above the 50-day moving average before anything happens. So this will be the first primary buy signal that you are going to see. So the moment the price breaks above the 50-day price average, what one can do is just put a stop loss under this particular candle, and let's shoot for the moon from there onwards. But remember, as I've mentioned, that on a weekly time frame there are still quite a lot of resistance zone, meaning a lot of profit taking zone. So the upward momentum really needs to be supported by the bulls, because if that doesn't happen, then it is very likely that this price may actually start to roll over to the downside, meaning more sell-off could be on the cards for the DAX index. Alright folks, that's all for today. Happy trading, and I'll speak to you guys tomorrow.